Okay. I'm here. I'm alive. It's Austria. The hype is building because the race is going to start in like 5 minutes. And I don't know what to expect. I'm just hoping George Russell comes out of this one with a good finish. Can he win? Probably not, but we could all hope. But again, probably won't happen. Okay, I think... No, not quite. Okay. Where's the F1 intro? Here it is. Oh, I like the old music. It was satisfying. But they're showing clips from Jeddah. I enjoy this.
All you have to do is hit the red button for crucial moments right up to the checkered flag. So whether it's before, during, or after the race.
FIA Grand Prix. 3 races. Austria, France, Hungary. Oh, this is for summer break. Oh, I forgot that moment existed. So when's the next race? 2 weeks though. Huh? I'm not on Minecraft right now. I can't. Next race. Going. That's really bad. That's like horrendous. Here we go.
So it's time then for the main event, and the main event that takes us after 71 laps to the halfway point of this 2022 season.
Oh no, it's already halfway over? Oh man.
World Championship Austrian
No.
18th to take place at this track where Pole has won 8 out of 17 times, including the last 4 Grand Prix here. The track itself, 2.6.
Yeah, we could only hope that Max can't win today.
3 to the left and 7 to the right. A lap distance of full throttle.
Just Charles, Sergio, or George, please win. Beautiful move by George, as I would expect. I remember this move. Perez... Oh wait, this wasn't that move. That wasn't the move. I thought that was the one that gave Sergio a penalty. I don't remember any of this race, man. I remember Ocon being out on like lap 1, but that's it.
We've got the softest tyre compounds that Pirelli could bring. The hard is the C3, the medium the C4, the soft is the C5, and Pirelli's saying that hard, and they changed his rear wing, they've changed the power units on Fernando Alonso's Alpine after he didn't start yesterday. Sebastian Vettel then starts 18th alongside Nicholas Latifi for Williams, and ahead of these two, Yuki Tsunoda and Alex Albon, who lost.
I am so ready for this race.
Picked up a 5-second penalty for forcing Norris off the road. Pierre Gasly starts 14th. Podium sitters have come 6 times from that spot here. Joe Guan Yu 13th and Lance Stroll in 12th.
No, I accidentally clicked the Twitter notification. It brought me to Twitter. Okay. Everything's good now.
Esteban Ocon makes his 100th Grand Prix start today from 6th. Sergio Perez 5th for Red Bull. He was 13th on the grid in the sprint. George Russell starts 4th alongside Carlos Sainz. Ferrari 3 and 2 on the grid.
Perez is going to pull a Hamilton and do like the full field comeback, utilizing the sprint as well.
Over Charles Leclerc when they've started alongside each other. He needs 1 more win to emulate Sir Jackie Stewart's total of 27 wins. He needs 4 laps to move into the top 10 for consecutive.
Wow, this man won what? 17 races in the last 2 season and a half? Wasn't Abu Dhabi in 2020?
We sailed straight through the middle of that, and the top 12 on the grid starting on the medium compound tyres. Nobody starting on the
It's fair to say the Dutch fans are supporting Max just a little bit.
Tsunoda in 16th, and then Vettel and Alonso at the back on the medium compound tyres.
Here we go. 15 seconds.
And even in the pit lane, Bottas on the medium. So nobody wants to risk the softer tyre. And you'll see all the cars, the first 2 on the grid look, quite a long way back. They've been pulled back so they can try and lay a little bit of rubber down. Same there for George Russell. just to put a bit of their own tyre rubber down to help a few centimetres off the road.
And that could make the difference as the clock ticks to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Here we go.
On the formation lap. So no soft tyres on that grid.
What'll happen down at turn 1? The hill. Who's waving the yellow flag back there? Who's doing that? What is the point of that?
After the F2 race, it looked like a rally course. It was
From last year at this point.
So Ferrari have got to keep Verstappen under pressure.
I was just going to say, what can Ferrari do there?
It's a bit like
Once the race starts. How can you see? It's like a wet weather race.
Yesterday saying, I think we'll have him tomorrow, i.e. today. And he was so confident when he spoke to Rachel on our show earlier on, and cheery and happy, and so he knows something we don't know, I think.
I'm not going to see much on the grandstands, given the thick, acrid orange smoke that is billowing around from the fans that have been packing the grandstands since the early time when the gates opened here. The biggest ticketed event.
The big scary moments.
Deplorable, horrible. The vast majority have enjoyed themselves, behaved themselves, and have really added to the spirit of this event. But some have rather let themselves down at Formula One, reacting to that and saying that we will speak to those that have been affected, we will sort out the problem, and we will make sure it doesn't happen again. And that
The flares. Dude, it's like it's covered. It's like the track is covered. Or like the grandstands. It's like they have a roof.
I was driving it an hour or so ago in my lovely Benetton B192 from back in the day, and it reminded me just how unsighted so many of the corners are, and it just made me even more.
Fernando Alonso, 5th time he started 18th or worse here at the Red Bull Ring. First time.
Man, Fernando. Alright, up goes the volume. Here we go. 5 red lights.
So we wait for the 5 lights.
Oh god.
And it's lights out and away we go.
Verstappen had some wheel spin. He got away well. Let's go. Come on, George. Come on. Oh. George still has the spot. He has the inside line. This is good. This is good. Okay, never mind. It's not good. Now George is... Oh. Nope. He's lost the spot. Come on, George. Come on. Come on. Perez! I saw that happening the second they entered the corner. I don't know.
Lucky really to maintain that position. He went off the track and then overtook George Russell up to turn 3. So the stewards are happy with that. But once again, the perfect getaway for Verstappen and Ferrari.
I don't know about that. Please no time penalties for George. Vettel has damage.
Vettel right at the back says he's got damage. Will he have had to come into the pits? I wonder as the cars stream round the final corner and down the main straight. 0.9 seconds, the gap between Verstappen and Leclerc. Then Sainz, Russell, Ocon, Magnussen, Hamilton.
Well, I think we found out Red Bull's least favorite corner. But that was interesting. Well, now if Perez wants to win, he's going to really have to climb through the entire field.
Also, with penalties being picked up at that very same corner, the stewards take those previous occasions into consideration if they start to investigate it. They're not going to investigate Tsunoda and Albon for a starting procedure infringement. It's also worth pointing out, Carlos Sainz went right off the road at turn 1 before coming back, and still being ahead of Lewis Hamilton in front of him. And well, I know turn 1 incidents, lap 1 incidents.
Oh man, George Russell is everyone behind him. I don't like the looks of this.
By going off the track, or at least keep that advantage.
Yeah, well, he was behind George at that point, wasn't he? Out of turn 1 was Carlos Sainz, and yeah, a good slingshot around the outside, and ends up ahead into the next corner. Well, we'll see what the stewards say. It's so difficult to read the stewards at the moment. You've got different race directors, and then different lineup of stewards.
Which is
And
what
again,
a lot of drivers are saying.
yeah, because the racing, they very much let the racing go, didn't they, last weekend at Silverstone?
Yeah, let the racing go there, but at other tracks they've been a little bit more draconian, but certainly some of the drivers thinking that we need a bit of consistency. Out in front, Max Verstappen, well, it is consistency, isn't it? Because he's leading a race here. He's moved into the top 10 now for consecutive laps led in Grand Prix at the same venue.
Charles can't get
He's
close
led
enough.
Starts to lap 7 as we're on now, and he has just under a 9/10 of a second lead over Charles Leclerc. Then comes Carlos Sainz and George Russell, Ocon and Magnussen and Schumacher, and behind him comes Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton, as it was in the sprint yesterday, is not one but 2 Hasses in front of him.
Yeah, and the Haas has cruised up and passed the works Mercedes, but Mick Schumacher was very unhappy yesterday, saying, I'll be on the radio asking for the same thing now.
Valtteri Bottas has come into the pits.
5/10.
He's joined up on the back of the pack, and
The gap is closing for the lead.
let him run in some clear
Come on, Charles.
as they did Aston Martin with Sebastian Vettel at Silverstone last
Stay
year.
with him. That's a gap he could attack from.
Stuck in a DRS train behind the likes of Vettel, Alonso, Latifi, for instance.
Well, this is why Charles Leclerc's been smiling. He's within the DRS zone now and looking every bit as if at this phase of the Grand Prix, he can...
Perez is almost a lap down.
It's Lewis Hamilton talking about the 2 Hasses. Are we seeing a bit of tyre wear, a bit of degradation on Verstappen's Red Bull? Because Leclerc is catching him.
He is catching him, and of course what they're going to do is now catch
Not close enough.
Sergio Perez on the hard tyres in the system.
Contact with George Russell. Still nothing from the stewards as to whether they're investigating that or not. But Hamilton pits. He's finding himself,
And Mick is having a great race. P7.
And Ted told us he got bodywork damage as well, but of course he'll get the blue flags. He's obliged to move out of the way within...
Comes at him once more.
No, Leclerc's still too far back.
5 miles an hour. They get to turn 3. There's that concertina effect. Verstappen just far enough ahead.
No chance down in the 4 either with that gap.
Late lunge, and it does seem that Verstappen is just keeping Leclerc at the right distance here for Leclerc to not have a chance. Race control.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Johnny Herbert. I forgot he existed.
Now definitely seems to be struggling with the front end of the car, and I think that's clear to see with Charles Leclerc. One thing I think he needs to do now is just be super consistent, and if he can keep that gap as it is at the moment, that will be able to just stretch him when we get towards sort of probably the first pit stop that we will see. But yeah, Max struggling at the moment.
Let's just follow the cars then on their way towards turn 3 and already.
This might be. Oh, yeah. Come on, Charles. No, not quite. He still has DRS here. He's close. He's close. Look out. Look out. This is risky. Oh, he locked up a little. Cut back, stay close, get him down towards turn 3 again next time.
Yeah, patience will be a virtue here, and George Russell has got a 5-second penalty.
Oh.
Collision with Sergio Perez.
Damn it.
Struggling for pace anyway.
That just sounds like
Well, George is not going to be able to get another. God.
manage those tires, and it's causing him a few problems. Would he like to stretch out that lead, which was over a
Sainz is closing.
I think he's more or less saying, that's it, that's all I've got. I can't keep him behind me much longer. And this, we're just starting the 11th lap.
So George Russell gets that 5-second penalty. That is consistent with previous stewards' decisions when we've had incidents down at turn 4. We'll go to Ted Kravitz in a couple of moments, but it's a short lap here, and they're already heading up towards turn 3. And Leclerc just for 1 second.
Leclerc keeps locking up.
From the Ferrari driver, can he get a decent exit? Coming out of
He's
turn
not close
3,
enough here.
now, using DRS, worth around about 10 miles an hour of extra speed down towards turn 4. Late braking with Charles Leclerc.
He thought about it.
Yeah, they seem remarkably cool about it on the Red Bull pit wall, don't they? I think they're just trying to balance having Max not use his tyres up too much with getting the stint length later on. But anyway, maybe they think that Leclerc is using out his tyres now, and he'll pay for that later. Mercedes are ready for a pit stop. I think they might be, well, it could be either George who's going to...
This gap, get ready, turn 3. Oh yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. No, he doesn't.
So they brought George Russell in. He'll serve that 5-second time penalty before they can work that Ferrari late on the braking, diving down the inside within the track limits. And whilst that
Oh, George did lose the whole
down at Mercedes, and I told you about it.
end of his wing.
5 seconds, they spring into action there, change the front.
This is really going to drop him down, though.
Which has taken a little bit of punishment with a crash in qualifying.
At least he should have more pace, you would think.
And then get him back out again. Now Ricciardo and Gasly and also Latifi have come into the pits, and Max Verstappen locks up going into turn 4. Following
You can tell that Red Bull engine is faster, but can't.
Second as Leclerc gets his second warning for exceeding track limits.
No, you be careful on that one then. But of course,
Oh.
Max is now, if he can stay within a second, got the DRS. And Sainz has got a nice watching brief there as well.
Wait, isn't 3 warnings the penalty? No, 3 warnings is black and white. 4th warning is the end. Max is pitting.
Verstappen's coming in. Yes, Verstappen's coming in. You've got to keep to the right of that white line and commit to it. Ted Kravitz.
Ocon, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, and down to Lewis Hamilton.
Wasn't the fastest Red Bull pit stop that we've seen this season. Front left took a little bit of extra.
No, Max needs to hope that these tires have pace.
He's back out into the race, and there is Lewis Hamilton right behind. Mick
I want him to jump Charles so we could see that over again.
Lots of drivers getting warned for track limits. You exceed it 3 times, then he gets shown the black and white flag, Martin, which could spell trouble.
Yeah, that's your warning flag. Next time you go wide, you're gonna get a penalty.
5-second penalty is normally what you get as Lando Norris now pits for McLaren. 3.7 second stop.
So through 15 laps, this race has been pretty good.
DRS now has got Kevin Magnussen in his sights, and the Haas hasn't got that.
Obviously not as good as last week, but still. Oh,
Because of the DRS, and that
Lewis around the inside at turn 4.
not 1 but 2 Haas cars within the space.
No, come on, Haas. Pull it back together.
So far, up into 4th place behind Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz, and Charles Leclerc. The first person on the road that has stopped is Max Verstappen, running in 7th place currently. Behind him comes Lance Stroll for Aston Martin, then Yuki Tsunoda, and Zhou Guanyu currently occupying the final points place with Fernando Alonso in
In comes
11th.
another Haas.
At the back,
It's
and there's
K-Mag.
Verstappen right behind Mick Schumacher as Kevin Magnussen makes
Generally pretty good on these fresh tyres, and Ferrari will be keeping an eye on this corner by corner, sector by sector.
Would you say, on lap 16 with an awful long way to go, things are working out better today for Ferrari than they were yesterday?
Absolutely.
900 Grand Prix worth of experience there from Martin Brundle. And I know back at home you're all jumping up and down going, yes, of course it's working better. But there's a long way to go. Don't turn off yet. Johnny Herbert to you.
Yeah, just one thing. I've heard Charles Leclerc, his engineer, telling him the stewards are being very strict on the track limits. Do not go over those track limits. So keep it on the track. And that seemed to be Charles saying, yes, I will make sure I do that. So
Thank you very much, John. So we complete yet another lap. Only 2.68 miles here, and with only 10 corners, it's
Schumi
it's
pits.
not the fastest lap of the season.
Ocon pits.
Schumacher now comes in for Haas. So plenty of early stoppers here, having to go a very long time and a set of hard compound tyres if they're going to make it a one-stop race. Those that are still out there running, especially on the medium tyres, are looking pretty handy, it has to be said, as Esteban Ocon also makes his stop for Alpine and comes out onto the track ahead of Kevin Magnussen. So stopping Esteban Ocon to avoid any potential
Yes.
there.
Yes, it's happening. It's happening.
Lando Norris and
Oh my God.
both made their stops.
Oh my God.
McLaren team.
So Perez,
I swear to God, if Lewis pits here,
Verstappen's coming up behind Lewis Hamilton.
because here we go.
Position, of course. There'll be no
It's Max versus Lewis, everybody.
So how
And Lewis stays out.
fight this? Now, this was this time last year. He won a fight this
It's Max versus Lewis.
of armory that he could, but is his race against Verstappen at this
Come
point,
on.
or is he better to let Verstappen go?
Oh. That looked much closer from that camera angle. I thought Max was going straight up the back of Lewis.
Red Bull, but if you look at the pit stop times at the moment,
Hamilton cover him off on the inside. Hamilton.
Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton yet to pit, and to remind you, neither has Carlos Sainz in second or Charles Leclerc, who's leading.
So we think it's around 19 seconds for a stop. I believe it is something that people think is a little bit more than that. It's 16 seconds to go down the pit lane at pit lane speed, 50 miles an hour, 80 Ks. But at the moment then, you'd have to say, if the two Ferraris pitted, Max would just about be in the lead. But of course, he's already burning up his hard compound tyres.
So what do Ferrari do? Do they think, right, we've overtaken Max on track once with Charles Leclerc, so we'll hang it out for a bit longer? Or do they come in now to cover off any potential need for an overtake?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think Ferrari know that they can overtake on track. So they may as well stay out front and use their tyres up and make sure they don't get caught in any traffic. They got 4 or 5 corners before they come up to a lot of traffic.
Seeing Lewis versus Max brings back painful but good memories.
Making his way up the field whilst others have pitted, and he finds it
3 laps time to go, but while the going is good on their medium tyres, they might as well just keep going and see if they can one stop, and then it's over to Red Bull what they can do. But this
I hate my Wi-Fi
really an issue. I think
with burning passion.
Crofty has had a black and white flag. Have we mentioned
yes,
that?
he has. There's so many picking up track limits at the moment. You have to go back about 5
It's happened in
minutes.
F2 yesterday.
Sebastian Vettel behind Esteban Ocon. Into turn 3 has Kevin Magnussen for company there too.
Funny old corner turn 3 because you're continuing to climb uphill. So it's easy to...
It claims that there's 0 FPS right now. Is that true? If I were to move the camera.
We are considering plan E for Echo.
E for Echo. They've burnt their way through A, B, C and D already at Ferrari, or was this part of the plan all along? It's all code work, isn't it? But out in front, they're running 1 and 2 currently.
How are you on the 4th backup? It's the 5th plan. That's the 4th backup.
Just a little bit of drift of what is this 4-car fight as Fernando Alonso.
My God.
Esteban Ocon through, and different strategies. The
POV Carlos.
And Esteban Ocon and Lewis Hamilton, after Ocon has pitted, should just look at that gap as well. It's about 19 seconds at the moment, the gap between those two. Going a bit longer to try.
I would assume that Max is not going to the end.
Before Esteban pitted.
And
At the track in defence, but in doing so, Ocon thinks I'll have a bit of the old switcheroo here, and I'll try and
Oh, the old switcheroo. This won't end well. This won't end well. Guan Yu, look out, look out. Okay. Guan Yu just backs out. Oh, he's coming back at him. No, not quite.
Ocon was being held up in this particular battle. That could be crucial for his race and his race against Lewis Hamilton.
Just today, that's what they've got to do. But so Verstappen being 17 points
ahead. Inside line works well for Esteban Ocon.
Pull off the old switcheroo. No.
Right on his tail, and Mick Schumacher after that. Inside line there for Joe. Outside line for Fernando Alonso. Inside line works. It's a shorter way into the corner. But Alonso, the most experienced driver on the grid, is giving a very nice afternoon's entertainment. Alongside the grid, the driver with the least experience. Alonso's going to go for it.
Yeah, I doubt that was ever going to work, Fernando. Oh, that's never going to work. My Wi-Fi doesn't work, Duo. That's the issue. Whoa. 3 wide. This is awesome. Here we go. 5 cars. 5 cars. Are we going to get 5 wide? No, not quite, but they were almost 3. This is... What a battle. Here comes Lando. Look out, Lando. Oh, he got pinched. That's better than getting turned. 2 weeks in a row, we've gotten these 5-car battles. And it's just great.
Alonso and Zhou Guanyu haven't pitted so far in that particular battle. Others have. Zhou Guanyu's coming in now. I think you quite like a breather for a couple of moments. You see just that pit lane exit, why you have to keep to the right-hand side of the track, because the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo so close to the Alfa Romeo as he came around the corner.
On the entry there, yeah.
Now we've had a lap deleted.
A lot of these drivers are thinking they haven't gone off, but they're a little bit unsighted with these new front wings and obviously bigger tyres. I'm seeing more.
Oh, here comes the Haas. Here comes Mick.
The Haas of Mick Schumacher there. We saw a front wing disappear at the hands.
He's out of the points now. And soon George is going to be there. George is only 1 second behind.
So they just have to take a little bit extra caution going around those corners, which could cost them in terms of lap time, Martin, because they're not being as aggressive.
So Verstappen's had another lap deleted as well, but of course we know that it's the lap after this gets deleted.
The retiring Perez.
It's the lap after that gets deleted as well, if it's turn 10.
Ted, down to you.
Too much damage. Not worth carrying on. Checo Perez is out of the Austrian.
Oh, here comes a Ferrari. Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc's coming in.
He's going to be behind. He's going to be right with Lewis.
Strategy, lap 26. This is their optimum strategy. They need to just carry out what they're doing. It's not
Rubber to enjoy and ensure better grip on the track. He comes out behind Verstappen, but should be faster when those tyres warm up.
Absolutely, and well, if Red Bull are
7 seconds back. Sainz is boxing this lap.
very much gives Ferrari the upper hand, the high ground, as Sainz follows suit. So Ferrari just starting to get into some traffic.
Russell is 3/10 behind Daniel.
It's in the right window. Good time to
So here comes George.
And I think, Martin, that's exactly what Ferrari have done. As soon as they've got up to, well, Joe Guan Yu will be the next car. So
that was obviously Lewis on Ocon.
yeah. And pretty much Ocon in exactly the same position as Lando Norris found himself in when Mick Schumacher got past. And Norris saying that he squeezed me in and ran me off the road. The gap you can see that was kind of 4 or 5 seconds after the pit stops.
Comes the Ferrari.
Now, as Charles Leclerc chases after Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Joe Guan Yu, who's now currently running last, sadly, with Sergio Perez out, having just pitted, starting to really motor on in the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, fastest man of the first sector, but it's the middle ones are half a minute long, so more indicative, I would say. But Charles doesn't want to be taking too much. He's really gung-ho, isn't he?
Wait, Guan Yu just went fastest in the first sector, running last in an Alfa Romeo. This is the most odd moment I've ever seen.
And so that always helps.
I just think he feels, and Ferrari feel, that they don't need quite so much tyre management as maybe Red Bull do. And we saw at stages in the sprint yesterday, the pace was just dropping a little bit on the Red Bull with Max Verstappen. He could have been controlling the race. He wasn't really under that much threat from the Ferraris in the latter stages. But tyre degradation, so performance of the tyre, a lack of grip causing the lap times to increase rather than decrease, could be an issue on the Red Bull, maybe less of an issue on the Ferrari. Lovely sunny afternoon at times here, but there's plenty of cloud cover as well, and the conditions very different to yesterday, with the wind having dropped a little bit, and Friday as well, which just gives the teams a few things to think about that they might not have encountered so far on a weekend that's seen 303,000 people come to the Red Bull Ring, and where you can't get two-person
Here we go.
within about 40 miles of Amsterdam for love nor money. So I think everyone's here. They've all brought their camping equipment with them. Here goes Charles Leclerc.
This is going to be an easy pass.
Coasting up behind. Gasly might be in for a penalty for track limits shortly. He is indeed.
Gasly has a penalty.
For Gasly, there's a big warning to the rest of the field. The 9 to the other 18 that are still running.
Here we go.
Charles Leclerc's about 2 car lengths behind you, and I think he knows it. I think he's seen it.
And Leclerc to the lead.
Because he knows that he hasn't really got the machine underneath him to fight this one, and certainly with 12 laps fresher tyres, Charles Leclerc. K-Mag, and this is a strong showing from the Haas team on a track that they've showed in the past. Strong showings as well. They had their best race of all time here, didn't they, at the Red Bull Ring just a few years ago with Grosjean and with Magnussen finishing 4th and 5th. We're on board now with Lando Norris.
Well, Mick Schumacher said yesterday, I think I could have had a run at Esteban Ocon. Who's next up the road? Just 2.9 seconds in front of it. Esteban Ocon. Now's the chance to see if indeed that was true. So I think Norris is about to get a penalty as well.
Let's go. Another spot for George.
And guess what? It's a 5-second time penalty for car number 4, Lando Norris. He becomes the third driver to get a 5-second
So
penalty.
many
Struggling
penalties.
Ted Kravitz to stay on
At the halfway point,
Just
too.
been told by his engineer that they want a solid plan B, and he's like, what?
Then whack a finger at Yuki.
No way.
Tries to get
He just, Fernando just waved to Yuki.
That's extraordinary. He still hasn't. He's on the way into the braking zone.
Scolding his own team for saying, why did you put me out on this hard tyre right back behind Yuki Tsunoda, who was a part of a DRS train earlier on in the race? Maybe giving me an offset, as Alonso was saying. Maybe give me soft
Here
tyres
we
or
go.
something, 'cause we're not gonna overtake
Carlos
all
versus
people.
Max.
I am surprised at the Alpine strategy today, given that they had the chance to do an
Well,
early
this
start,
battle
just
be
run
good.
Fernando in kind of cleaner air here and not get stuck in battles and DRS trains that he has been. Carlos Sainz, by the way, catching Max Verstappen. The overtake chance is coming soon.
Yeah, and
We need a safety
Alonso
car.
has to stop again because he's gone hard so far, so he hasn't used both. Mark, you've got to stop Alonso again, yeah?
Yeah, that's right, Mark.
Why is that? Why did you do that?
We didn't think a one stop could go to the end.
And did you